Today we're talking about a feature boost advantage in Madden 25 Ultimate Team that EA doesn't really want you to know about, and it feels like people in the community are kind of gatekeeping all this information. So today we're gonna air it all out. We're gonna rank everything. I'm gonna show you guys, tell you guys what it is, show you how to activate it, all in today's video. So let's just get right into it. If you have played Madden over the last couple of years, you would know about momentum. This year, the momentum bar that's been in the last two Maddens is gone, so I assume that momentum and home field advantage was no longer a thing, especially in MUT. But that is not true. Even in Ultimate Team, there are some teams that get really strong home field advantages. I'm going to show you guys right now how to activate it. It might not be as simple as you think, so I'm going to walk you guys through it right now, and then we're going to get into a tier list and talk about every single boost, every single advantage in the game. So real quick, I just want to show you guys how to activate your home field advantage. It's a little, you could miss the one step, but obviously you need the home stadium. The home stadium is the big thing you need. But you also need to have home uniforms that match the home stadium. So Jaguars, or Jets, Giants. You get what I'm saying. And I'm not 100% sure if this works for alternate uniforms. If anyone has tried this, if there's like a dark alternate for Jacksonville or any team and in the home stadium. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't been able to test that, but if someone has, let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, let's rank them all. Let's walk through all of them. But before we do, we have a quick word from our sponsor. If you're looking to make a big purchase for your MUT squad, head to my sponsor, MMOEXP. Cheap, reliable, fast MUT coins. Use code FREE at checkout for 5% off. A link for their website is in the description. So here is the final tier list. I wasn't sure how I really wanted to structure this video. Did I want to go one by one? I felt like it just would have, it wouldn't have been a kind of a boring video. So here's the tier list, and I'll quickly go through each team. That's what we're going to do. So pause the video, take a screenshot, do what you got to do here. If you want to save this, we're going to come back to it at the end. But now we're going to talk about each one individually real quick, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So let's get started with the worst, and that's the Bengals and the Cowboys. Bengals, to me, no runoff in a game where there isn't a runoff if you don't know huddle in this game. So even if there's 20 seconds left, no timeouts, you got to get to the line of scrimmage and spike it. It's actually better for you to go back to the main play call screen, pick spike, and then call that play, and you'll actually lose less time. The only time the no huddle is worth it is if you catch an opponent in a defense that you like. Of course, they can audible. So I just don't think the Bengals really has a place in the game. The Cowboys as well, just because people don't really punt. It's a punting one. Away team punt distance is shortened when kicking across the 50. This is, of course, because of the scoreboard, but that's why it's here. But just people don't punt enough for this one to really be viable, in my opinion. The Rams coming in at D tier with the Cardinals. Home team refreshes fatigue on defensive stops. These don't happen enough in Ultimate Team for this to be the benefit that you get or the advantage that you get, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not rocking with the defensive stops for the Rams. And the Cardinals, it's just a slowed kick meter for you. And if you can kick, like I didn't have a slow kick meter all year last year, and I had no problem. I mean, once we get kickers with abilities that can get it, obviously it doesn't hurt to have a slower kick meter, but choosing this one over the others that are here that are really good, it just really does not make too much sense to me. And moving up to C tier, we have both the Commanders and the Niners. Away team change of direction worsens with field conditions. They're both the same, and it is pretty marginal. And it being a stat like COD, it's not that big of a deal. It really is not. And then we have the Green Bay Packers, which is like the opposite kind of, where you get better COD. So that's there for the Packers. The COD ones are kind of on the end of C tier. We then have the ones that activate in a very small portion of the field. One of these I actually do kind of like, and that is the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers home team refreshes fatigue inside the red zone. It is nice to kind of get that little refresher whenever you reach their end zone for everybody. If you have like a running back who's on red stam, usually at most they kind of can get back to yellow, you know what I mean? So yellow, red, you're pretty much in that cycle in some games. So being able to kind of get that full refresh into the red zone, I think is actually pretty good. The Browns I like too. And the Browns one is good, but there are ones that are better, like third and fourth down, or just throughout the game in general, that, the away team struggles to hear hot routes, which I like this one, because I feel like if you're playing against a good player and they have a set offense, they have adjustments that they always make or audibles that they always make, and them not being able to do that could throw off a scheme, could throw off a play completely, and kind of make them feel uncomfortable. So I do actually like the hot route ones a lot. especially when it's the struggles hearing ones, because they literally cannot make that audible on that play. It's just annoying, and that's the big thing. And to me, the Browns one is good, but you're going to see another team that has it here today, and it's outside of the red zone. And then we have the Vikings. Home team is slightly faster in the red zone. This one's very interesting. This one is very faster in the red zone. It's a small portion of the field, but I think it is. I think it's worthy of high C tier because it's only a small portion, and like you're not gonna be throwing streaks in the red zone. But being slightly faster for like run plays and things like that, I think there is value. I think the Vikings actually might get a quick bump here. I don't know. I think the Vikings can't get this bump, honestly. Like that speed's kind of everything. So I would give the Vikings the boost. I think I actually would give them that boost. I'm gonna do that. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. B tier, we got the Bears. The Bears is the away kicking meter moves faster on the downswing, so it's gonna go up slow and then shoot back down fast. It can be, you know, it can throw people off once they catch on to what's going on. It's pretty easy to adjust to that, but you know, especially if you're iced when the kick meter goes up slow and then it comes back down fast and then you go blind, ice kicks, it could be pretty good for the Bears. I think it deserves low B tier because I don't think it's the best kicking one on here. Hint, hint. This one right here, it's a pretty good one because it just you really can't aim it, you know. And I think it's pretty good there for the Bills. I guess we'll just skip that one whenever we get the S tier. But I like the Bears. Jets and Giants are exactly the same. That is the away team fatigues faster. Sure, fatigue is fatigue, right? And then we have the Panthers. Home team has a more stamina during plays, which is if you're duking, running, spinning, jumping, you will run out of stamina and kind of that you're kind of that slow running animation less with the Panthers team. The Dolphins get home team fatigue slower, which is pretty much the same as the Panthers. The big difference is it's just the fatigue is not only during the play, it's just throughout. You just kind of fatigue slower. So it's whatever one you feel like makes more sense. Because I think if you have more fatigue during the play, you like still lose fatigue to me, right? Does that make sense? I don't know. You're still losing fatigue where you're on the home team. You have less stamina per play, but you do lose stamina slower. So I would probably lean Dolphins, although it is pretty close. The Broncos team away team has less stamina during plays. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing. I think it's the best one because you know when you don't have a lot of stamina, it's frustrating, and you can kind of really, especially like a key player on a team like a running back or something like that. If they have low stamina, they're pretty much out of the game. So I do like the Broncos. The Lions. This one I would kind of split this tier in half from the Lions down. Honestly, probably from the Vikings down. I'll move the Vikings up here. I think the Vikings, I really misjudged it. I think the speed one's actually pretty valuable, but I would probably split it from the Vikings up here. But the Lions one, Lions get to accelerate faster, and that is all over the field. It's not like it has a threshold like the Vikings one does, so it's all over the field, faster acceleration. The Chargers have the same. Home team accelerates slightly faster. And then we have the Texans stadium, that you get slightly better at breaking tackles, which is pretty good too. So, and again, that's all over the field, the whole game. It's passive when you're home, which is pretty cool. I like it. All right, we are now into A tier. Quick reminder of what A tier is looking like. Let's talk about each team. Okay, Patriots, home team has improved tackling. Nice. I think tackling is pretty easy in this game, to be completely honest with you, especially now that the quick spin is gone forever. Aaron Hernandez. Okay, I guess that makes sense for the Patriots. But, yeah, quick spin's done. You're going to face most people on conservative. Tackling is already pretty easy with the heat seeker at like 200 or whatever. I think this one's good, but I think tackling is tackling. And I think it's good. That's why it's in A tier. I think it's solid still. The next two are interesting. Because from what I've seen, I actually did test the Ravens and the Falcons. Well, I just tested one of them. But anyways, it seemed pretty marginal, but look at it. Home team has improved pass defense. Like, that sounds really good in a game where defense is really bad, but defense is still so bad in this game where it is marginal. I think it could be interesting once we kind of get later in the year and we get some players with better stats, but for now, I got to leave it here. But from what I've seen, it's not like I was like, oh my God, I never would have made that play if I wasn't playing in Baltimore right now. Like, that never crossed my mind. You know what I mean? We then have the Raiders. The Raiders are right here. Where are they? Okay, while winning. This one's interesting because while winning, home team gains more stamina and fatigue recovery. So you're getting better stamina, you're getting more fatigue recovery, whether that's a big hit or whatever. It just keeps you guys fresh the whole game. However, you have to be winning. If you're losing, this boost does not work. But in an ideal world, you're winning, right? And I guess you could. I would honestly hear a debate for like this almost. I think there is. I think the Raiders is one of the better stam ones in the game though, because you're winning, you keep your fatigue, you have better stamina. I think it's just high, I think it's good. Low fatigue, high stam when you're winning. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. I think the Raiders is definitely one that can be debated for sure. This one I like. You saw me put it on in the beginning of the video. The Jacksonville Jaguars home team has improved ball carrier move success. Unfortunately, the juke's not bad. The spin's dead though. So I think having this little boost here will go a long way. I think the spin still is pretty decent. So having this slight boost to ball carrier moves, I haven't tested this one yet. I was gonna test it. I'm gonna test it. Whenever I'm home with Jacksonville going forward, I'll let you know how it does. But yeah, I think that one there's value there. I think them and the Texans. If the ball carrier moves don't make that big of a difference, or the ball carrier success doesn't make that big of a difference, I could see them falling into the Texans at B tier though. I could definitely see that happening. Seattle's the one that you see on the intro, you see it on the you see it on the thumbnail. It's the distorted play art. It was very annoying with momentum last year, but it's okay when you're playing shitters. If you're playing a shitter, this is going to be very effective. They're calling, plays they're not familiar with, and they got to actually see the play art in game. If they don't know what they're running, they're screwed. I think it's pretty good if you're facing a good player. It's just kind of an inconvenience. All you got to do is just lock in a little bit more. If you're in a scheme you're comfortable with, this really shouldn't affect you too much because what you've called that play hopefully 100 times already, and you know what's going to happen. Even with adjustments and hot routes, it doesn't affect that. It just affects what it looks like. It just squiggles a lot. You know what I mean? So, Seahawks, I think there is value. I think there is value in it because it's very good against shitters, and that needs to be. You don't always play a demon, okay? It doesn't always happen like that. Next up, we have the Steelers theme team. Pittsburgh is right here. Away teams' hot routes have a chance to fail on 3rd and 4th down. The fail is better than distorted because, say you're facing someone with a really good scheme or a really good player, and for their scheme or for that play to work, they need to put this guy on a streaker, this guy on a drag, or this guy on a zig, and they are not able to do that because it's 3rd or 4th down in the stadium, which are normally pivotal plays. 3rd down, a pivotal down, then you have 4th down, and you're still going to have the same thing on 4th down. So the chance thing is pretty real, but if you can get it to let up in the good scenario, it could be the difference between you winning a game and losing a game, and that's why I value the Steelers one so high. I really do. Next up, the Colts theme team. Where are the Colts at? The Colts right here. Home team defense can see the hat count. Being able to see hat count is pretty valuable. So I think the Colts do belong there. You might be able to debate them or the Steelers. You might be able to. The Saints are also good. Away team receivers can get incorrect routes, which is also good. It's pretty much the same thing as the Steelers, where instead of it just failing, you put them on a slant and they'll run like a curl, which could just completely ruin a play or throw off a scheme completely, which I do like the Saints. Roar the crowd. We then got the Chiefs. The Chiefs right here, away team audibles have a chance to fail. That's the whole game. And it's not 3rd or 4th down. I think the Chiefs should actually be in S tier. I'm going to move the Chiefs up to S tier. I think they belong in S tier. Like the whole game, being able to get that boost is super valuable. And I'm sure you may have already read these ones here. But let's still talk about them. So still think that we should. So the Bills, kick meter moves erratic. It moves crazy. It's really good. Bills, yes. You're going to see a lot of people running the Bills. Because even if you're a good player, bad player, you got to know where your kick's going to go. And there is kind of even like an extra timing element to aiming the kick when it's in between the uprights, especially for deep ones. So Bills, really, really good. The Eagles, though. Eagles are just improved blocking. I debated putting them down a tier, but I do think improved blocking is really nice. Improved blocking I like it a lot. And then we move the Chiefs up as well, which you saw me do, the audibles chance to fail. And finally, I think they're the best here, the Titans. Home team has improved blocking and avoids penalties. So it's better than the Eagles. Eagles is still good because you have the improved blocking, but avoids holding penalties is big because you're able to put your blocking on aggressive and not have any repercussions because of that. So you get aggressive blocking with the Titans when you're home, which is a major advantage whether you're throwing the ball or running the ball. You'll see some people put aggressive blocking on if they need to score a touchdown on the goal line. It is effective. I think it's probably the most effective one on here because remember, some of this stuff is pretty marginal, like the acceleration and things like that. It's pretty marginal. I think the ones in S tier are the ones that you feel the most. I really do. That's why I think I'm going to move down the Eagles actually, because the Titans, you know what you're getting. You're getting that aggressive blocking and the better blocking on top of that. So you're the better blocking and aggressive. The Eagles, all you're getting is the better blocking and not the aggressive blocking. The Bills, erratic, and then the Chiefs, the failed hot routes throughout the game. A lot of value there. So that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what stadium you guys are going to be rocking with going forward. I'm still testing them out. Who knows, I might go back to the Ravens. I might try Steelers. I definitely do want to, I think I use the Titans and they go crazy. So I think I'm probably going to rely on them, just kind of keep leaning on them. But yeah, drop a comment down below. Where are you headed? What team are you rocking with? And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.